If you've been eating low-fat to lose weight or stay healthy, this might explain why you still feel tired, foggy, or stuck. The truth is, that label could be the quiet reason your body hasn't healed. You were told to trust the label, to scan the grocery aisles for the words low-fat as if they were a badge of honor, a symbol of health, a shortcut to safety, and you did. Like millions of others, you traded butter for margarine, swapped whole milk for skim, watched the fat grams, bought the yogurts, ate the bars, followed the plan, but something didn't add up. You were doing everything right and still, the weight wouldn't budge. Your energy crashed mid-afternoon, your cravings spiraled, your skin lost its glow, and your brain felt off. This wasn't just a diet trend gone wrong, it was a betrayal, one that hijacked your health, confused your instincts, and left millions feeling broken, tired, and defeated. Because here's the truth, that low-fat label didn't mean safe, it meant stripped of flavor, stripped of nutrients, stripped of the very fuel your body needs to thrive. And worst of all, it taught you to fear something your body actually needs, fat. When fat was removed, something else had to fill the void. That something was usually sugar, starch, and synthetic chemicals. The lie didn't just live on the label, it seeped into your thinking, your habits, even your identity. How many years did you silently blame yourself for the fatigue, the hunger, the slow metabolism? But here's the truth, you weren't lazy, you weren't doing it wrong, you were lied to, and now, you get to take your power back. When you see low fat on a label, your brain might read, healthier, safer, lighter. But what that label actually means is something far more dangerous, stripped, replaced, and re-engineered. See, when food manufacturers remove fat, they remove flavor. And when you take flavor out of food, people stop eating it. Unless you find a way to trick their taste buds so they pump it full of sugar, add artificial thickeners, load it with chemicals you can't pronounce, and slap on a shiny, low-fat sticker to sell the illusion. A fat-free yogurt, often laced with more sugar than a candy bar. That light salad dressing, a chemical cocktail disguised as vinaigrette. Even whole grain snacks labeled low-fat, usually packed with corn syrup and starches that spike your insulin harder than table sugar, but the damage goes deeper than just hidden ingredients. Without healthy fats, these foods don't satisfy you. You stay hungry, you snack more. You chase energy all day, never really full, never really nourished. And here's the silent truth, those sneaky sugars and processed fillers, they fuel inflammation. The kind that ages your skin, stiffens your joints, slows your brain, and exhausts your spirit. So no, low fat doesn't mean safe, it means manipulated, and your body feels the difference, even when your eyes can't see it. Imagine a blank canvas. Fat gives it color, depth, and emotion. Remove it and you're left with something lifeless. So they use artificial colors and flavors to fake vibrancy, and your body knows the difference. Fat keeps you full, fat slows digestion, fat tells your brain, we're nourished. But sugar? Sugar sparks a high, then a crash, a craving, a cycle. When Maya, 44, finally checked the label on her healthy fat-free granola, she gasped. 27 grams of sugar. That was the source of her afternoon crashes, not her metabolism. When Susan, 52, switched back to real fats after 30 years of low-fat living, she was stunned. I stopped forgetting words mid-sentence. My energy didn't crash at 3 p.m., I felt sharper. Why? Because your brain is mostly fat and water. It's like an ocean of neurons floating in a sea of signals, and fat is what keeps that ocean stable. Your brain is made of nearly 60% fat. It thrives on healthy fats to function, to think, to remember, to feel joy. So what happens when you starve it? You feel foggy, forgetful, moody, anxious. Decades of low-fat living left millions in a mental slump, wondering why they couldn't focus, why their moods swung so hard, why they no longer felt like themselves. Here's what most people never hear. Omega-3 fats are the raw materials for your brain's communication system. Healthy fats like DHA and EPA are the raw materials for your brain's membranes. They're like the insulation around wires. Take that away, and signals don't land. Focus fades, emotions swing. Without them, your neurons can't fire clearly, your memory fades, your sleep suffers, even your feelings flatten. Low-fat diets equal low insulation. And when your brain is underfed, your life feels foggy, even if you're eating right. Fat isn't indulgence, it's information for your brain. It tells your body you are safe, fed, stable, calm. And when we removed that signal in the name of health, we invited anxiety, depression, and burnout to take its place. The cruel irony? We were starving the very thing we were trying to save, our minds. If your energy, sleep, or weight has been unpredictable, especially after 40, your hormones may be whispering, "We need fat." Picture your hormones like a symphony, each one playing its part to create harmony in your body. But when you remove fat, it's like cutting out the string section, everything sounds off. That's because cholesterol, yes, the thing you were told to fear, is the starting note for estrogen, progesterone, and even cortisol. Because estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, these aren't just mood or sex hormones, they are fat-derived messengers that control nearly every system in your body. When fat goes missing, hormone balance collapses. For women in perimenopause and beyond, low-fat diets can deepen hot flashes, insomnia, midsection weight gain, and emotional volatility. And for both men and women, low cholesterol, yes, you heard that right, can tank libido, flatten mood, and block hormone production. Your body can't make the hormones you need out of rice cakes and fat-free crackers. It needs building blocks, found in real nourishing fats. Without them, your endocrine system scrambles, and you feel it every day. Add real fats to your diet, pasture-raised eggs, olive oil, wild fish, and something shifts. Women's cycles begin to stabilize, anxiety starts to soften, the belly begins to release. Fat doesn't feed fat, it feeds balance. And every time you choose nourishing fats again, it's not just food, it's a win for your hormones, your mood, your energy. How did we get here? How did an entire generation come to believe that eating fat would make them fat? It started in the late 1970s, when a handful of flawed studies suggested a link between saturated fat and heart disease. The media ran wild, politicians got involved, food companies saw opportunity. And suddenly, fat became the villain of every health headline, and we trusted it, why wouldn't we? But the science was incomplete, and the industries were loud. Food giants funded research that blamed fat while ignoring sugar. They ignored stress. They ignored the protective power of whole foods. Instead, they launched a billion-dollar low-fat industry. Cereal bars, margarine, light everything. While real food was demonized, you weren't misinformed, you were targeted, and your confusion was profitable. This wasn't your failure. It was a system built on shaky science and stronger marketing. What you lived through wasn't just a health trend, it was a cultural experiment and you were the subject. And still you rose. You learned, you questioned. That matters. That questioning, that's your first win. Let's talk about healing. When you feed your body the fats it recognizes, it responds like a flower meeting sunlight. Now the good news, not all fats are created equal, and some are your body's best allies. The right fats don't inflame, they repair. They calm your gut, brighten your skin, cushion your joints, and stabilize your mood. Here are your healing heroes. Avocados, rich in monounsaturated fats for your heart and hormones. Soothe inflammation. Extra virgin olive oil, anti-inflammatory, brain-loving, and deeply satisfying. Calms your arteries. Wild-caught salmon and sardines, full of omega-3s that rebuild your brain. Scrub the brain of fog. Pasture-raised eggs, yolks included, nutrient-rich and hormone-supportive. Grass-fed ghee or butter, loaded with fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, feeds your gut lining. Think of your gut lining like a porous sponge. Healthy fats act like a sealing balm, protecting it from irritants and allowing nutrients to be absorbed. Without them, the sponge leaks, your immune system freaks out. These fats don't make you fat. They make you resilient. They're your daily wins that stack. Let's dive into the strategies and insights that will help you bounce back in just 2 weeks. Stay tuned, because this is where it all comes together. Want to test it for yourself? For the next 14 days, bring fat back into your life. Gently, intentionally, lovingly. Here's your mini challenge. Start your day with half an avocado and 1 boiled egg. Cook with olive oil or ghee instead of sprays. Add 1 tablespoon of chia seeds to your smoothie or oatmeal. Snack on a few walnuts or almonds instead of low-fat crackers. And just notice, are your cravings down? Is your brain a little sharper? Are you fuller, longer? Is your skin more vibrant? This isn't a fad, it's a return to how your body was always meant to be fed. Here's an example that you can try. Day 1. Add half an avocado to your morning eggs. Day 3. Swap vegetable oil for extra virgin olive oil. Day 5. Snack on a few walnuts before lunch. Day 7. Add salmon or sardines to a salad. Day 10. Cook with ghee and notice the flavor shift. Day 14, pause, and listen to your body. This isn't about becoming perfect, it's about becoming reconnected. Each time you choose real nourishment over fear, you're collecting small wins. And those add up, to healing, to energy, to joy. Try one of these swaps this week, and comment below with your win. Whether it's energy, better sleep, or less hunger, your body will tell you what's working. Here's your new lens for the grocery aisle. If a product has to shout about its health, low fat, light, heart healthy, pause. Flip it over. Look at the label. The ingredient list is the real truth teller. If the fat is gone, what replaced it? If sugar is one of the top 3 ingredients, put it back. If there's a list of 15 chemicals that sound like a science fair project, walk away. Last but not least, become your own best advocate in the grocery aisle. Here's your quick decoder. Low fat usually means high sugar or starch. Fat-free means artificial fillers replaced real nutrition. Light often stripped of both flavor and function. Instead, read the back. Look for fewer than 8 ingredients. Names you can pronounce. Healthy fats near the top, like olive oil, nuts, or seeds. Remember, the more aggressively a product advertises health, the more skeptical you should be. Trust ingredients, not claims. Trust your body, not the package. Trust what feels real, not what sounds trendy. Think of your food like a guest in your home. Would you let someone in if you couldn't pronounce their name or knew they brought chaos? Here's a trick. If your grandmother wouldn't recognize it as food, it probably isn't. Real food doesn't need to sell itself. Real food nourishes without shouting, because now you know the truth, and no label can lie to you again. You followed the rules, you trusted the label, but your body kept whispering something isn't right. That whisper wasn't wrong. It was wisdom. You weren't overeating. You were undernourished. You weren't losing control. You were losing the building blocks your body needed to feel whole. You didn't fail your health. The system failed your trust. For years you were taught to cut fat, count calories, and fear food, but your body was never asking for restriction. It was asking for restoration, and now you know, fat isn't your enemy, it's your fuel, your healer, your bridge back to balance. You've seen how low fat really meant low truth. How your brain, your hormones, and your cravings were all speaking the same quiet message: something is missing. But that ends now, because you're no longer eating in the dark. You're choosing with eyes wide open. So let this be your invitation, not to obsess over fat, but to honor it. To feed your body like you respect it. To trust that healing starts not with shame, but with truth. The moment you stop blaming yourself and start listening to your body, that's when you win back your power. And healing begins not by going back, but by going deeper. To food that honors you, to labels that tell the truth, to a body that can finally exhale and say thank you, you're not broken. The truth isn't on the label. It's in the quiet wins, those moments of choosing what you were missing. If this made something click for you, if you felt seen or understood or even a little angry at the lie, share this video. Not for clicks, but for clarity. Because someone else out there is still blaming themselves for being hungry. And if you want more truth bombs, healing steps, and myth-busting wisdom, subscribe. We're building a sanctuary of health with soul. Come be part of it. And if you're ready to keep reclaiming your health, one truth, one win at a time, subscribe. This is wellness you actually need.